Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Welcome. So I want to do what I did yesterday, which is much better, right? You can see me much better now. All right. As you're joining me live, let me know you are here. I look back and forth on my phone so that the glare of the screen doesn't get on my glasses. So, yeah, tonight I want to talk about silence, right? Now, being silent can be actually a very powerful thing. There are times where there's just so much you want to say, right? The situation is hot and there's just so much you want to say. And for some reason, you hold back, right? You hold back and you keep it just shh, right? And you can almost see the effect on the other side, right? You can see how powerful it is to sometimes to just kind of not say a word. Now, it doesn't always have to be in a situation. As you're joining me live, let me know you're here. You gotta throw some comments, love, heart, something, so I can catch it. So I know who's here, who's not here. It'd be nice. But so as much as you want to just kind of throw it out, right? You hold it in. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't always have to be in a situation where there's an argument involved or you're I don't know, yeah, there's an argument involved, let's say either with a job or a significant other. So it doesn't have to always be in that situation. Silence can be extremely powerful in sales and in closing. It's such a powerful tool in most sales cases, right? The closers will teach you that in a back and forth negotiation, if you would, if you drop your price and you're the first one to talk, most likely you're the first one to lose. You lost that deal, right? So silence can be an extremely powerful thing used in the right situation. Now, in different situations, it could mean the different things. So, according to psychology, four situations and four different meanings with silence. Who's here? Who's not here? If you're here, oh, I do see some comments. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, here we go. Jenny's here. Sumir, namaste. Glow. Yes. Okay. Now I see. Now I see. A little slow sometimes, but I do see. All right. So, I hadn't had comments. I digress. Let's get into this. So, according to psychology, four cases and four completely different meanings to being silent. First one, is there an echo? Do you hear my echo? Let me turn the volume off, obviously. Let's see. Okay, that's much better. I'll learn, I promise. This is only the second time I'm doing this. But I think it's much better on my on the lighting, right? I think so. Okay. So anyway, I digress. I'll get it right. I promise. All right. Four cases, right? First one, when you're sad and you're silent, what does that mean? Let's say you've had a situation has come up in your life and you're really sad about it, and somebody is just throwing something at you and you're really sad and you just don't say anything, right? So in a situation where sadness is the case, Your silence means it's out of pride, right? So, and this is according to psychology, and I have to agree with these four, and I'll drop, my thoughts at the end for you. But when you're sad, that most of the reasons why, Glow, thank you for the stars. So when you're sad, the reason why you're not talking is just because your ego, your pride is not just gonna say, it's just not gonna come out and speak. That's why you're quiet, right? And I want you to know that these four cases are not the power silence, right? So when you're sad and you're not talking, let's say you had an argument with a significant other, right? And you're really sad about it, and you're just not going to talk because your just pride won't won't let you, your ego, right? Now, what happens if you're angry and you're quiet, right? When you're angry, Katrine, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So, what happens when you're angry and you're quiet, right? Your silence in anger equals actually power. So, how many times, I don't know about you, I've 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 said this before. I'm a definite work in progress. Some of you know I'm a work in progress. But the thing is this, I do my best to catch myself when I'm super angry. Now, some of you have actually seen me being super angry, and I'm not very proud of that. But when I get that angry, you won't be able to get a word out of me. You can beat me down, you can tie me up, you can do all kinds of stuff to me. I won't talk. If I'm boiling, right? Um, you're not gonna get me to talk. When I shut up and shut down, that's yeah. There's not much more to say at that point. I'm very silent, right? And that really does translate to power, because I've talked about this many times. When you're angry, again, I'm a work in progress, okay? But when you're angry, you don't want to get into that ping pong match, right? Back and forth, because nothing is going to be resolved. Nothing is going to be solved, because everyone is trying to get their point across, and everybody's going to go a little louder, a little bit more intense, a little louder, a little bit more intense. And you can't just sit back. No way. You got to. So this ping pong match gets into a ping pong match that I definitely, and I love ping pong. This is one match I do not want to play. So when you're in that mode, whoever is silent is actually powerful. It's very powerful when you're angry, because here's the thing: you gotta tame your mind, right? You gotta tame your mind. Everyone goes off when they're angry, right? I mean, that's just what it is. And what do they say afterwards? I was angry. Well, and that's supposed to wipe everything off, right? Well, does it? Not all the time. So it's best to be quiet. When angry, it's a sign of actually power, because you have control over your mind. Again, I've lost um, cases. I've gone, berserk at times, but I do my best to catch myself and just shut off, and not, and that's it, right? So anger, silence equals power. Next one. What happens when you're quiet when somebody is just putting you down? You know what I mean? They're like going to town on you. They're just like finding everything that's wrong with you. They're making fun of you. They're putting you down. I've had that many times, right? They put you down. They don't respect your ideas, right? Silence in that time when they're just yapping away, silence in that time is victory. Guess who wins in that ping pong match? The person that cookie, hey, the person who is yapping away, or the person who's quiet? When somebody's putting you down, and usually is because they want to rise up because they don't know how to rise themselves, so they got to push other people down in order to look like they're above everybody, right? So, and usually that's the case, right? So in that case, when somebody's going off like that, why would you want to get into an argument like that? Just say you're right, move on. That's victory. That's winning. I've had, some of you actually know this stuff, but I've had people like come at me with all kinds of stuff, like all kinds of stuff that you would think, what did I ever do? Like, I didn't say anything, right? All kinds of stuff. Some of you, I've taken screenshots and sent this stuff to you, so you know. But it's like, okay, what am I going to say? This is like a ping pong match I don't want to get into. This is not something I want to play, right? So when somebody's putting you down, somebody's ridiculing you, you know, they're just being cheap. Listen, their MVPs are not, they should be questioned. Let's just say their morals, their values and principles are not really, you know, on solid ground if they're pushing somebody else down in order for them to look like they're above them, right? So their MVPs are all whacked, right? So the best way to do it is just be quiet. Silence in that time is victory. You're winning. I promise you. And the last case, if you would, is what if they're not really putting you down, but they're like criticizing you, right? And they're giving you maybe constructive criticism. Maybe they're criticizing you, yeah, maybe constructively, but they mean well, but not really delivering that well, right? MVP morals, yes, values and principles. You heard it here, folks, right? So, the cool down period, yeah. So, you know, they're criticizing you. They're maybe giving you. They mean well, right? They're like they. I don't know if you've had those people in your life, but you know they. I've talked about this in their life before, but they really mean well, but they deliver so bad, right? I mean, they mean so well, but they just boom, right? So I don't know if you ever had people like that, but I have actually. Um, oh man, I remember this guy, but you know, sometimes it's just so harsh, right? So what happens in that case? In like criticizing you, they're trying to do well, right? They're giving you a good thing. They're trying, right? But they're just like at the delivery, if you would. So your silence in that time is manners. It's manners because they mean well, right? Now, there's a big difference. If somebody is ill-willed all the time and they criticize you just to put you down, that's very different. But if somebody really means well, like I had this one English professor, and this guy was mean. You know what I mean? This guy was mean, but he meant so well. You know what I mean? He was an ex-army, and just he was just, you know, he was really mean. But if you had peeled the layers after layers, if you would, he had a really good heart because he meant well, right? So in those times when you're getting that kind of a feedback, your silence is really manners. You're not losing a single thing. This is where you filter out the message from the messenger, right? Because sometimes the messenger sucks. Look, sometimes I stutter. I have had lives where I've really had a rough time, right? But a lot of people have come back and said, "My God, that life was amazing." And I'm thinking to myself, no, is it? But see, you got the message from the messenger, right? So the whole point is, hey, listen, if somebody's giving you some feedback, they mean well, but they really like they got harsh, maybe you can kind of talk to them, or just manners. Be quiet and pick out the best stuff out of it and then apply it to your life. So 4 cases of silence. In sadness, it means pride. In anger, it's power. When somebody's putting you down or making fun of you and you're quiet, that means you're victorious. It's victory. And if somebody's giving you feedback, criticizing you, you are quiet and you practice your silence, that equates to manners. So hopefully you guys got some love. Let me know if you agree with any of these or disagree with any of these. Silence is the greatest tool. It's one of the most powerful things. And I said it in the beginning of the live. I want to kind of reemphasize this. Silence is not only for like relationships and arguments and oh my goodness, this and that. Silence is a powerful sales technique. It's a closing technique. It's very powerful, absolutely powerful. I have, this is a whole other life, but I have closed a number of loans and deals by not saying anything. And I'm not kidding with you. Some of you have worked in the offices with me and you know what I'm talking about. But um, I will sit there if I have to for an hour or 2 hours, not say a word until you do. I'm that patient. I promise you. I promise you. Nobody's tested me that long. But on the phone, the longest I was just on quiet, I think was about 6 minutes. This guy, at the end, he said, "Hello?" That was it. "Are you there?" "Oh, I'm here. I'm here." "Jenny, thank you for the stars." So, it's paying attention to this stuff, and its silence is powerful. I'm telling you, you can use it in a lot of occasions, and it's very powerful. So, hopefully, you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value. Drop your takeaway from this live below. Let this feed grow. And if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, don't be shy. It's a safe zone. I promise you. You can share away, tag, do what you got to do. And with that, I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love. Now I gotta find it.